And for people who have food addictions and they want to prevent things like diabetes, what you say is preventable. What's the best way for people who have diabetes? Again, this is not for a medical advice. You should consult your own physician. But from your perspective, as this is for informational purposes, I should say. What do you suggest?
Well, the interesting thing is the same kind of eating, the same diet that we've been talking about this whole show, which has helped me tremendously, is this? It's exactly the same whether you want to prevent or reverse or cure diabetes, heart disease, the narrowing in your arteries that cause stroke, the different types of cancers that we've talked about. Your best chance of preventing these diseases is the same type way of eating and living. And because I can't get into everything that I'd like to on this one show, I would refer you to my website, in particular.
Wait, hold up. You said you can't. What can't you get into right now?
Well, what I'd really like to do at some point, and maybe I could, if you'd like to have me back at some point, I'd like to break down every single disease and talk about why it's preventable and how to prevent it.
Well, go ahead. You got a minute. Go.
The most important thing we can do is to eat the foods that are highest in nutritional value. Those are what we've talked about, leafy green vegetables. Eat a salad every day. Don't put cheese on your salad. Don't put high-fat dressing on it, but make sure you have a nice salad including multiple vegetables, including multiple fruits, a nice big salad. Call it your meal, okay, every single day.
What about breakfast, eggs and things of that nature? I mean, breakfast
goodness. Same thing. You don't want to be eating a lot of eggs. Eggs are an animal-based food, just as steak is. If you're going to have eggs, you want to have them from time to time, but you don't want to have them every day. What's a good breakfast? A good breakfast would be like oatmeal. And you can put different types of fruit in it. You could maybe put some cinnamon in it. One thing I recommend, and I've written about this recently on my website, is putting chia seeds or flax seeds, ground up. Put those into your cereal breakfast every morning, and those are great sources of antioxidants.
My oatmeal, though, Doc, would have brown sugar or sugar in it. No?
Oh, no. Sugar is killing us. Sugar. People don't equate sugar and fat, but sugar is what causes us to be so fat. Sugar is what was causing my obesity problem. Because what happens is you eat that sugar. What happens is your insulin shoots up in your blood system, and then that insulin causes fat to deposit in your thighs, your behind, and everywhere else throughout your body. So you really want to cut down on that sugar. Instead, have the same oatmeal, but instead of putting brown sugar in it, try some cinnamon and put fruit in it. I like to put sliced apples. So if you put sliced apples and cinnamon, you're going to get that same kind of beautiful rush of delicious sweet taste that you would get from the brown sugar, but you can do it in a healthful way, because the sugar's in the apple, and you get the spice in the cinnamon, and put that in your oatmeal, and you're going to love it. So that's the kind of breakfast that I would recommend.
Keep going. What else can we do?
Okay, I want to talk about one of my favorite dinners. A lot of people like chili. I do too, but I just took the meat out of it. So now I'll eat a vegetarian chili, and I'll put all my favorite types of vegetables in it, some nice big chili beans, and then I spice it up. With some turmeric, different types of, whatever my favorite spices are on that particular day, and then I'll put that all and cook that on the stove, and that's one of my favorite meals. And what helps it be so filling is those chili beans. Beans are a great source of protein and other nutrients, and I never leave the kitchen feeling like I'm still hungry after having a nice big bowl of chili for dinner. So that's one of my favorite dinners. So there you've got my favorite breakfast, lunch, and dinner all together. And then for snacks, and snacks can be tough, but I would recommend always have some different types of fruit in your kitchen, in your refrigerator. Apples, oranges, peaches, watermelon. Just have them around, have them handy. You want to snack on those and maybe some nuts. Nuts are a real good source of fats that are actually healthy fats. Don't overdo it on the nuts, especially if you're trying to lose weight, because they can contribute to weight gain if you eat too much. But if you just eat a handful or two a day, nuts are a great snack. So nuts, different types of fruits, and also raw vegetables, celery, carrots. Different types of raw vegetables are a great snack. Carry them around with you.
What about sugar substitutes like Splenda and
now? Oh, no. You want to stay away from those.
What about the other
why.
one? Okay, there's Splenda, and it's also, and that's what diabetics use a lot. They use the saccharin, the aspartame. And what about the Truvia, which is made from the, what is that called? I'm going blank on that. It's a natural sugar substitute. And I'm going blank. Stevia, yeah, stevia.
Stevia. When I the rare occasions when I do use sugar substitutes, stevia is the one that I prefer.
Okay.
Because it is natural, and that's and I found that it doesn't contribute to my food cravings. However, all the other ones that you mentioned, these other types of sweeteners, the ones that you find in the diet sodas and so forth, I strongly suggest that you avoid them, because what happens is when you say you drink a diet soda, it says 0 calories. That makes you feel great because you can drink all you want and it's 0 calories. The problem is that when you take in 0 calories, but it tastes really sweet, your body is revved up and it says, "Wow, that was really sweet. There must be a bunch of calories there." But there's 0 calories. So then the body says, "Whoa, what's going on? Where are all the calories?" And guess what? You're going to go out and hunt those calories down and eat them. And you're going to go out and buy, maybe it's cakes or pies or burgers or fries, whatever. You're going to go out seeking those calories that your body never thought that it got, but it never got. And so actually, those types of sweeteners contribute to food cravings. And there have been research studies which have shown that people who use those artificial sweeteners actually gain more weight and are not effective in terms of any kind of a diet.
What about sodas and fruit juices? Go.
There's just nothing good about sodas. If they're diet, I just mentioned some of the problems. If they're not diet, then they're full of sugar. What does sugar do? Like we talked about a moment ago, sugar is going to cause insulin to go up. It's going to cause fat to deposit, and you're just going to get bigger and fatter. There's nothing good about sodas, and there's more problems with them. They can contribute to to bone loss. So there's just nothing good about drinking soda.
What about fruit juices?
Fruit juices, not so good. You want to drink the real fruit, and here's why. You want the fiber. The fiber, the way fruit grows on the tree. When you eat that fruit, it's digested in a way so that the sugar just doesn't rush into your bloodstream. But when you drink the juice alone, the sugar goes directly into your bloodstream. Your insulin levels goes up, and what happens? Fat deposits. So you really don't want to be drinking that juice by itself, because that's not the way God designed that fruit to be ingested. God designed that fruit to be ingested in the whole fruit form. And when you do it that way, the body takes its time digesting it. The blood, the sugar doesn't go into the blood right away, but it goes at a rate that it was designed to do. So you really want to eat fruit and avoid, for the most part, fruit juice.
So what about alcohol, beer, or wine?
Well, again, from time to time, not a problem. If it's something that you're doing every single day, in large quantities, that's just going to add more calories, which over time is going to cause you to be overweight or obese. If you're already overweight or obese, you'll become more so, and it makes it harder to lose weight. Is it something that it's okay to do every once in a while? Sure. I'll have a beer every once in a while. I'll have some wine from time to time, but it's not something I do day in, day out.
So we've got, this is holiday season. We've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and the new American holiday, the Super Bowl. You know, we'll get him to listen. Dr. Ed James, you've got a lot of resources on your website, dredjames.com, DRED James, JAMES.com. Check it out on his website. He's a recovering food addict. He's a doctor, a radiologist by training, but he also has through his own research and work, found a pathway to lose. Can you tell us how much weight you lost? I'm guessing, but you know.
I've lost, like I said, once I hit 140, I'm not sure exactly how high I went.
240, yeah.
But I lost somewhere in the range of 60 pounds.
All right. So there you go. So there he is. He lost 60 pounds, and you can do it too, dredjames.com. A lot of information, a lot of resources, and you can also link to his Blog Talk radio show, Funerals and Fried Chicken. And listen, we invite you to check Ed out, and you'll hear a lot more from him coming up soon. I'm George Kilpatrick, DREDJAMES.com. New inspiration for the nation.